Hello, good day guys. This is Mr. Cool Other Fakes on the Lexus RX350 2006/27 model. A customer just brought this to one of my fellow mechanics who don't fix AC to do some service, and also asked him to perform to get the AC back working. So he got it to me, and I'm just taking a look at it for the first time. Although I've worked on a Lexus RX350 before, you can see I've popped the covers open and performing some visual inspection and checking if suppose there is a leak, because at this very stage I've not gotten my manifold gauge set to it. So I'm just the leak which I'm seeing here is just the power steering fluid, which I'm pretty sure the mechanic is not going to get that information to the owner, because even if he did, the owner would not mind fixing it until when it stopped working. So this is the high pressure port closer to the radiator, while the in between the engine sitting, the motor sitting there, right there, that is the low port. Okay, you can see my analog my analog manifold gauge set, and as it is right now, I've actually upgraded to digital, but it still works pretty much, so I don't find any need to get this one to the bench yet. So that's why I need to get this one working and use it to do what I'm supposed to have done. So guys, as it stands, I am still using this old manifold gauge set to diagnose this very problem. Then as the time goes on, I'm going to switch to the other one that I'm using so I can be able to continue the diagnostics just for a moment. So now, what to look out for in this kind of a situation when you're faced with this kind of job is, which every technician knows, is first of all to go inside the car. I'm going to go inside right now and start the car, turn on the AC, then come and hook up your gauges. So in this situation here, I've turned on the car and I put it on the low. That's the low speed right there. You can see the climate control button. The climate control button is right up there, so as soon as you push on the button there, then I take the temperature down to the lowest so that it can be able to make the climate control climatronics computer to turn on the AC and let it activate. Then furthermore, in order to do more testing, I put the speed in the middle, then I reduce the temperature all the way down in the both sides, and you can see that the recirculation button is on, which prevents the odor from the outside. Then that's where you can be able to turn it on, turn the temperature down to the lowest, and possibly do the same thing to the passenger vents, so you can be able to see if it's still blowing warm air. And if it's blowing warm air, then you have to get ready to get your hands dirty to find out. It could be power problem, it could be a refrigerant, low refrigerant, it could be any factor, it could be a fried coil. You can see the system is still clean on the inside as much as on the outside. As a matter of fact, the mechanic said he just assisted this woman to buy this car 6 months ago, so it's used. I think having a low mileage. You can see the check engine light on, which wasn't what they're coming for, and you can see the TPMS as much as a VASC track on. So, but that's not what I was called here to do, is to fix the AC. Though they haven't reached an agreement for me to fix it, there on the point of let me diagnose it first. So that is why I am still running the diagnosis. Okay, Right here I've hooked up my gauge to it, and the pressure readings that I'm getting, if you look at it right now, you can see the low port is fitted to the low side of the system as much as the high side. So now let's look at the static pressure readings. So not actually static pressure reading, because I've on the AC, so you can see there is pretty much refrigerant inside the system, well enough for it to kick off and start working, but still there is no sign of life in this AC system. So I'm pretty much sure that before they get it to me this very moment, they have tried some roadside mechanics, because Nigerian people are very scared of I mean, they always want the labor to be cheap. They can buy a car of $100 million, but they don't want to pay a dime for the labor. That's their own character, you know. And since we don't have people who can actually implement the law to strengthen the need for the labor to be paid, not to be cheap and poor, so anyone can just pretty much do whatever I want to do and feel like getting away with it. So in my own case, I've set my own standard. If you can pay, no problem, you can meet the roadside and you beat the crap out of them and you pay them peanuts. But for me, I don't call it peanuts to get a job, to do a service which I know some kind of a hectic problem that is maybe very terrible to diagnose, you know. Maybe in this, like in this situation, I know definitely it's not going to be out of either computer not sending power, or the clutch is fried, or uh, yeah, there is a power problem, or the compressor is stuck. As of the time when they brought this car for me to check it, the engine is not cold, so I can't get my hands into the engine, down the engine where the compressor clutch is, to see if it is rotating freely. Although this very compressor has a solenoid valve attached, this is not the fixed type of compressor. It has a variable. This is a variable screw type compressor. So even if it spins, doesn't mean it turns. In as much as you're not sure of the power that goes to the solenoid, or you're not sure if the solenoid is actually getting power, sorry, if the solenoid is working, if it is not fried, then your chances of actually diagnosing this kind of problem can be much more hectic. And that is why most mechanics in Nigeria, AC mechanics, will prefer to convert it to the fixed type. So you can see the pressure readings, the static pressure readings are very fine. So at least if suppose there is a good power, everything is fine, the system should start. I mean, the AC should click on and work. But since it doesn't, I am 100% sure there is a power problem with this system. And since he said I should diagnose it and he haven't paid for diagnostics, I'm keeping the information to myself. And to you guys who are watching this video, you already know what I said. So I can't go right now to start troubleshooting what I've not paid me for. I mean, for this very inspection, I've done it. I know definitely I'm going to get it done. When once we reach an agreement, that's it. So if you have reached an agreement, pretty much the next thing you're gonna do as a very good service technician is to collect between 75 to 85% of the total money that you charge first before doing the job, or possibly push the client to pay you 100%. If you know what you're doing, then assure him that if you can fix it, then you return his money back. I mean, like 50%, because you're not the one who engineer parts. All right, okay guys, so this is where we're going to be wrapping it up. I'm going to be catching you guys up later. This is Mr. Cool or the Fix. Talking of the new upgrade I made, that's the reason why I cut this one into it, so you can see my digital manifold gauge set, and this is much way more better, to be honest with you guys. Yes, it's a whole new level for me. So guys, gonna keep you guys posted. This I was using to work on an AMG 2016 GLS 500 Mercedes. This is a damn German piece of machine. Okay, catch you guys later. This is Mr. Cool. Bye for now.